Hi, we are the Santium Group, and for our Geography 1N final project, we are doing a deep dive into the Yosemite Parkscape. Yosemite National Park is one of the oldest national parks in the U.S. It covers an area of over 700,000 acres along the central western slopes of the Sierra Nevada mountain range in east central California. The park itself is known for its granite monoliths, its towering waterfalls, and its deep valleys and ancient sequoias. In this presentation, we'll be discussing the parkscape's ecological basis for conservation, the social issues surrounding the parkscape, some key stressors, and some opportunities for sustainability. Thank you.
Yosemite has invested quite heavily in different projects to increase conservation in the park. Some of these are the Wetland Restoration Project, which was in 2019 and 2020, that moved sections of trails to avoid disturbing the wetland area that was close by. The Merced River Project is still an ongoing project where the park is looking at information about the river alongside restoring it and making sure it is sustainable for future generations. The Mariposa Grove was a project in 2015 and 2018 that connected new trails, replanting of plants, and removal of commercial buildings such as a gift shop that was close to the grove. The Tenya Lake Area project was a project back in 2012 that focused on moving visitors' traffic and trails that crossed over fragile wetlands near the lake, and to also increase the sustainability of the plants and ecological makeup of the area.
Next, I will talk about the social issues surrounding parkscape management at Yosemite. So, with Yosemite National Park being one of the largest in the United States, there are many social issues around the management. One example is the protected area downsizing, where some areas in Yosemite have decreased in size throughout the years. This problem has caused loss of nature and habitat and has been worsened throughout the years by poor management decisions. Through the use of better management, protected areas can remain and return to their original size. Another social issue in the federal scale that affects Yosemite is the Volunteers in the Park Act. This act allowed volunteers to guide tourists around the park who did not have much knowledge of the park. This was very important to Yosemite because of its large number of tourists that they get, and it's crucial to satisfy their tourist needs and help them out because Yosemite is such a large park. This has helped out the management of Yosemite greatly because now they're able to have volunteers to help tourists and decrease the amount of help that they are needed with directions. And there's a picture in the bottom of the park size decreasing.
The first ecological stressor we wanted to discuss is snowpack. With average warming increasing from 1.6% to 3.4% in recent decades, the rising temperatures have already had effects, including faster warming, more hot days, extreme weather patterns, and increased snowmelt. In the last 10 years, Yosemite has already seen a decreasing snowpack at lower elevations and a dropping spring stream flow. This is directly affecting the ecosystem in many ways. Trees are dying off at an increased rate in the park because their root systems are no longer insulated by the snow and can be exposed to extreme cold. Animals that have adapted to snowy conditions in the park have a difficult time finding prey. Mammals with white fur coats or coloration are more exposed to predators. These effects on the ecosystem are a direct result of the increased melting snowpack. Another example of an ecological stressor in Yosemite is the increase in wildfires. In 2013, Yosemite witnessed one of its largest wildfires in recorded history. While this fire, the Rim Fire, was large, there have been countless fires that have occurred since then. According to the National Park Service, burn areas in Yosemite are multiplying and the annual fire seasoning is lengthening. It is estimated that as time goes on, the fire season will only last longer, meaning more fires are inevitable at this rate. These fires have already had direct effects on the park ecosystem. Vegetation communities have been damaged, increased rates of erosion has occurred, leading to more dangerous rockslides, and invasive species have been growing at an increased rate. Additionally, the low elevation conifer forests of the park have been growing back as oak forests after the burn. These changes are a direct result of the fires and warming temperatures.
Yosemite National Park has many practices in place that mitigate threats and improve sustainability within the park. In Yosemite, the park staff manages fires very carefully and continues to research how they interact with the park's ecosystems. Yosemite's fire management program is designed to balance the protection of life, property, and natural and cultural resources with a continuation of fire as a natural process. Due to decades of fire suppression, forests have become overgrown and unhealthy. It has been found that naturally occurring fires allow forests to be thinned, opening the canopy and allowing sunlight through, while reducing the hazardous accumulation of debris. Yosemite's park workers also focus heavily on invasive plants. They develop treatment methods that are based on the effectiveness and worker safety. Non-native invasive plants are prioritized for treatment based upon their ability to alter the structure and function of the ecosystem. Some of these methods involve a combination of manual, mechanical, and chemical control methods.